1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 2. Ugar ekrinati edenai en humin eme Iesun Christon kai tuton estauromenon. Now, as Paul continues, he explains the reason why in the previous verse, verse 1, he said that he did not come kathuperachein, lagu e sophias, with an abundance of eloquence or wisdom. The gar here is explanatory, pointing back to what has come before. For ekrina, this is from the verb krino, and it means to split in half. It and the Latin word kerno, as well as the cognate discerno, have a common ancestor, and from this comes obviously the English word discern. So we see that discern and krino are related. So it means to decide between two things, and thus to determine. For I did not determine, krino, this is an aorist, first singular, I did not determine, and then what is the object of ekrina? It's ti edenai, this phrase. I did not determine the knowing of anything. Edenai is the infinitive of the irregular verb oida. Oida is irregular in that it is defective. It has no imperfective system. It has this perfect and it has a pluperfect, both of which are perfective, and then this is the infinitive. It is then, in fact, a perfect infinitive. It is, however, cognate with the verb horao, to see, and it shares this id stem. It means to know. For I did not resolve to know anything, ti here, neuter, singular, and accusative as the object of edenai, unaccented because it is enclitic, and it gives its accent back to the alpha, the ultima an ekrina. So, I did not resolve to know anything, and humin, among you, while I was with you, while I was in your midst, humin, masculine, plural, and dative, me, except that, if not, this is nisi in Latin, except that, Iesun Christon, Jesus Christ. Iesun Christon is masculine, singular, and accusative, because it is the object of edenai, just like tis is accusative. So to know anything among you except to know Jesus Christ, and teuton. Teuton is masculine, singular, accusative. It is a demonstrative adjective, and it is functioning here as a pronoun, as they often do. A demonstrative adjective, to know Jesus Christ, and this one, i.e. him, as crucified, estauromenon. This form, estauromenon, is the perfect passive participle of the omicron contract verb staurao, which means to crucify. Contract verbs in Greek come in three kinds: alpha contract, epsilon contract, and omicron contract, of which this is an instance. Typically, the fourth principal part of a verb is formed by reduplicating, but in this instance, as we can see, the stem begins with a doubled consonant, a sigma, tau, a sibilant, and a dental, so reduplication is not possible. Instead, an epsilon is added. It's a form of augment, but it stands in for reduplication. The other way that one can tell that it is the fourth principal part, it's perfective, is the lack of a thematic vowel between the stem and the ending. The perfect tense here is significant, the perfect passive, also masculine, singular, and accusative, like teuton and Iesun Christon. It's significant because it indicates prior completed action, that is, prior to the main verb, and its action that gave rise to a state that persists into the present. So the whole thing, for I did not determine to know anything while among you, except, this is where the sentence breaks into its main and subordinate clauses, except to know Jesus Christ, and this one, meaning Christ, in his condition of having been crucified.